Hello friends, how you doing? Day 448. Hope you're doing amazing on this beautiful, sunny, but cold Tuesday night. I just want to come in tonight and just talk about a subject called jealousy. And so, for those who have been following, I've been doing a program, a reading called The Artist's Way. And essentially it's a reading to help creatives get unblocked. And so this week, during the reading, it talked about jealousy, and a lot of this stuff really made a lot of sense to me. And one of the things I really like about The Artist's Way so far is that it's covering a lot of subjects that I've covered before and I've read before in many other books, seminars, conferences, when it comes to personal growth. However, it is coming from the viewpoint of an artistic person. Most of the books and the stuff that I've heard of before is mainly from a scientific background, more logical, and so I'm really enjoying it. So I just thought I'd come in and just share a little about what the author, Julie Cameron, shares about the topic of jealousy. It was a relatively short one, but I thought it was quite powerful. And before we get into that, like, what is jealousy? I think we've all felt that at some point in our lives, and some of you maybe a lot, and maybe it's justified, maybe it's not. But at the end of the day, what is jealousy? It's an emotion. It's a feeling that could be surrounded by it could be helplessness, disgust, fear, anger. Maybe anxiety, feelings of inadequacy, and obviously it's a negative emotion, right? It's a very low vibration frequency, and so for the most part, it's not really a great emotion to have, and so, but why do we have it, right? There could be a number of triggers, a number of reasons, but what I really like about what Julie, the author, shared about it is that she talks about how jealousy is a map. Because again, when it comes to personal growth, I love personal growth, right? Every time we have a strong emotion, it gives us a map, an opportunity to look at ourselves in the mirror and to understand ourselves a little bit more. And so, sometimes, many times I should say, when I've been able to look at myself in the mirror, some of the stuff that I discovered were just like mind blown. I was like, wow, I didn't realize I had that issue. I didn't realize that my issue stemmed from my past. And whatever issues you have, and we all have them. I still have issues, right? Some bigger than others. More often than not, almost always, basically, it stems from your past in some way, shape, or form. And so sometimes we want to block things that hurt us a lot, right? But how do we move forward? The only way we can do that is bringing the things out of the darkness into the light. Okay, and so, what's interesting is she's an artist, right? A creative, and so she talks about how she was jealous over other artists, what do you call it? Or a writer, other women writers, and she used to be their harshest critic until she tried to write her own book and novel, and that's when all her jealousy basically vanished. And she talked about what her jealousy really was. She said her jealousy had actually been a mask for her fear of doing something that she really wanted to do, but was not brave enough to take action towards it. That's a huge aha moment. And, have you ever really thought about why you become jealous of somebody, envious of somebody else, of something that you don't have, that you want, but because you're too fearful to go for it, you have feelings of jealousy instead. Okay, and so she goes on to write that jealousy is always a mask for fear. Fear that we aren't going to be able to get what we want, and also frustration that somebody else seems to be getting what is supposedly rightfully ours, even if we're too frightened to reach for it. And she writes about how at its root, jealousy is a very stingy emotion, and it is. It's a very low vibration. It doesn't allow for the abundance and multiplicity of the universe. You know, basically, jealousy tells us there's only room for one successful creative, one successful poet or writer, or whatever you dream of being, right? But of course, the truth is that is not the truth. It is the opposite. The universe is plenty, is abundant. And really, all we have to do is go for our dreams, my friends, right? Jealousy, it produces tunnel vision and it narrows our ability. And so, what's important is to be aware of it, right? First step of change is always awareness. So you have to be aware of why you're feeling the way you do. Okay? And again, it narrows our ability to really see things in perspective, right? It's like a cloth covering our vision a little bit, right? It strips us of the ability to see other possibilities, and that's the thing. And then she goes on to write, the biggest lie that jealousy tells us is that we have no choice but to be jealous. Perversely, jealousy strips us of our will to act when action holds the key to our freedom. And so it always goes back to the principle of taking action. Whatever negative thoughts you have, whatever negative energy you have surrounding yourself, if you think about it, always happens in here. In our minds, in our heads. So our mind is so powerful. So the question is, are you allowing your mind to be run over by all these negative thoughts and emotions and feelings? Or are you going to take hold of your future, your dreams, and actually go for it and control it, right? But I get that, for most of us, it's something that we're not aware of, something that we're not even aware of, knowing that we can actually change that. And so those are some thoughts that I just want to share with regards to jealousy. Again, every emotion, it's not bad nor good. It's what you choose to take away from it. You can choose to learn from it and grow from it, and that would be good. Or you can choose to let it envelop you, to take over your whole psyche, your body, your mind, your emotions, and that's obviously is not good. And so, if you've ever been jealous of somebody else for whatever reason, whether it be their success, or maybe somebody who's got a partner that you want, or it could just be food even, right? It could be anything. If it's a strong feeling, then I would encourage you to look at yourself in the mirror and try to understand why. Why is it so strong? And I can tell you a number of stories in the past when I've been jealous of certain people or situations when it was very strong. That was when I was younger. But over time, you learn some stuff. Well, I have. Hopefully you have too. And hopefully that none of those feelings, especially the low vibration ones, are too strong. Anyway, my friends, hopefully, some of what I shared helps you in some way, shape, or form to maybe think about some different things around that subject, and allows you to understand yourself a little bit better. Because at the end of the day, that's how we make the world a better place. We need to be aware of who we are and why we are the way we are. All right, my friends, hope you're doing amazing on this. It's a palindrome day, February 22nd of 2022. And so 2. So apparently it's like the only time it ever happens. And so happy palindrome day 2. Peace. See you, friends.